One of the highlights of this week's episode of Young and Restless was the special episode celebrating Tracy Bregman's 40th anniversary of playing Lauren Fenmore. In this episode, Fen is revealed to have a boyfriend, which comes as a surprise to some viewers, but is obvious to others thanks to the preview showing Trey arriving with him. Moreover, the soap's corporate backstabbing is heating up just in time for February sweeps. Unusually rough ride ahead. Wow, I feel terrible that Jill had to reschedule her appointment with Sally because she got a call from Victor. But at the same time, we have been requesting less talking and more doing. At least this time, Victor didn't just go on and on about the redhead. Still, hearing the conversation from the phone call would have been interesting. Let's hope Nick finds out and flips out. It's interesting that the writers chose to have Sally not tell Nick about what happened with Jill. Nick and Sally are getting extra intimate now that they're expecting a baby in anticipation of the inevitable conversation of Adam. With Victor set on interfering in everything having to do with Sally, things are only going to get more difficult. Exposed. Have they deliberately made us detest Kyle? His wife has put up with a lot, but he continues to put her through unnecessary stress by complaining that his parents got back together, complaining about Adam, and now hiding things from her. That's right, despite Summer's objections and warnings, Kyle is working with Victor to remove Adam from Jabba. Spoiler alert. It will come back to bite him in the rear if he doesn't listen. Since Adam has seen Kyle and Victor together and is aware of the situation, he will not be surprised in the least if he decides to expose Kyle to Jack. When Olsmillan finds out that his son was working with his sworn adversary to force Adam out of Jabad, he would be enraged. Excited as all get out. Lauren, I love you. The anniversary episode that focused on Lauren was fantastic. Obviously, as with any of these flashback-filled specials, it shows how much more dramatic and soapy the program used to be than it is now. And what a life Lauren has lead, nonetheless. This, however, raises the question. Lauren must know that Sheila is still alive, but why hasn't anyone told her? Somebody in Los Angeles really ought to have answered the phone by now. Not fully on the defensive, at least. Why did it have to happen off-screen? I was shocked, but not at all surprised, when Fen showed up with a boyfriend. What was needed was a whole narrative arc for the Fisher Baldwins, and here was it. And it still might be if Trey's weird fixation with his love's mother continues after they relocate to Genoa City. Group based in Devon. When it comes to this conflict with Lily, I'm on Devon's side 100%. Return his company to him and drop the IPO plans. None of this, of course, has ever made any sense. Why would Jill advocate for selling Catherine's shares to someone who don't respect her legacy? Honestly, I'm just holding my breath to see if a fight breaks out or if they'll all end up making up. Tuck turns. We thought we saw the makings of a new power couple in Tucker and Victoria's witty exchanges, but the writers seem to be taking a different approach. One of two things was going to happen, either a romantic pairing or a hostile takeover of one of the companies. The surprise here is that rather than Tucker going after Newman, it is Victor and Victoria looking at McCall Unlimited, which is said to be in financial problems. Can you confirm that this is the case? Or is Tucker intentionally leading them to believe this? I like where the tale is going, and Tucker is a threat whether he is surrounded and in difficulty or plotting. Relatedly, so it implied in remarks that Victoria and Nate would share a passionate kiss. Although I first envisioned a triangle between Nate, Alina, and Audra, this solution is viable as well, since Audra is still involved with Tucker. Messy. Managing your mother. I found it hilarious when Gung-Ho Phyllis took initiative to secure a new investor for the gaming platform, fully expecting her efforts to backfire, and for Daniel to become weary of dealing with her. Way too amusing. What will happen with Omega Sphere is exciting to speculate on. Myself, I'm crossing my fingers that Daniel will wind up working with Tucker, so that we may see more of Phyllis and Tucker. My current enthusiasm is focused on Heather and Lucy's impending return. I find it hilarious to imagine Phyllis dealing with her rebellious teenage grandchild. Here is the first glimpse of Daniel reuniting with his family and friends.